Hi there, it's Toby, the Soul Called Artist, and today I'm finishing up a little bit of fan art, but I just want to let you know if you see the camera wibble wobble, I got a new phone stand. I'm a bit iffy on it. It shakes a lot, so I might buy a new one. But, it's okay. We'll deal with it as we go. But today I'm finishing up some artwork in my landscape art alternative sketchbook. I've been in like a strawberry mood, and also I've been loving Lego characters or Lego art. So I decided to combine the two and draw some fan art for Card Captor Sakura, but as a Lego character. I did the line art and everything off screen, so we're just gonna do some coloring, alright? It's gonna be a little far out there, as I say, before I realized that I could actually just zoomed in for a better view, so I apologize as we start this coloring process. Anyway, I've been like really into strawberries lately. I'll drink strawberry lemonade, I'll eat strawberry cookies, strawberry cakes. I don't know what's come over me, but it's strawberry season and I'm fully embracing it. I've also really been into like Lego art, or well, like the art style of Lego shows. There's only one show really that uses this style. It's the show Lego Monkey Kid, which I feel like is a waste of potential for Lego because, like, the show is great. I'm not saying the show is a waste of potential. I'm saying that Lego should make more shows like this. Like, I did a lot of studies on, like, the characters and stuff, and I want to see another Lego themed show. Like, I know we have 3D models, but I want to get back into seeing 2D animation, something a little bit more traditional. But I did a lot of Lego artwork recently, so if you see a total takeover on my social media, then I'm not sorry. It's ridiculously fun drawing these little boxy characters, or like just interpreting characters into the Lego style. The claw hands have been tripping me up a bit. I haven't quite gotten a grasp on making it hold objects, but I will eventually. I probably should talk about the character you're seeing on the screen. This is Sakura and Kuru? Kuru. Kuri? I'll put their names on the screen. That's the little lion chibi character that's on her dress. He's like her animal companion in the show. But Sakura Card Captor was my favorite anime growing up as a kid. That was just like, everyone had their version of a big three. She was in my big three. Like, I idolized this anime and like the fashion and the character design. Story wise, it had its problems. I got beef. I don't like her dad because he was a teacher when her mother was a middle schooler when they got into a relationship. I understand that at the time in Japan, it was a different era and those age gaps in relationships happened. It doesn't mean I'm happy with this, but these are the things that happen sometimes in anime or manga where it's like, I don't agree with this. Let's not. But we're not here to get into the tick for tacks of things I don't like in anime. We're just here to enjoy the artwork, and that's, the vibe. We want to keep it happy. So I'm working on like her skin, and I really like doing some soft shading here and there. I don't really like doing like harsher shadows a lot in my artwork. And if I have to, then I'll avoid using black. I'll use like a darker version of the color. I'll use like a purple, I'll use like a navy blue. Anything to avoid just using like straight black on everything. I just think it looks better. I did mention briefly that the show had like really good fashion, and it does. And like this outfit here, I did tweak the design a little bit, but I'll put up like a photo of like the original outfit that she wears. And I thought it'd be so cute as a little like a cafe, not quite like a maid outfit, but it kind of like has the vibes. You know what I mean? We're here for those good vibes, those strawberry vibes, if you will. I struggled with her hair for a little bit because it's more of like a muted brown color, and I think the browns I had were too much of the same tone and also too light. But I didn't want to go too dark with her hair, and it's this whole back and forth I do with her hair and stuff that I'll have to fix later. But it also comes down to I think I need new markers, or well, not new markers, but more markers to widen my color choices in some areas. But yeah, I did accidentally color the bow a little bit, so I'm just going back over it with like a darker pink just to try and get the brown that I accidentally got on it a little faded out. I make a bunch of mistakes in my artwork all the time. I just, picked up or learned some techniques to hide the mistakes or embrace them in a more aesthetically pleasing way, you know? finishing up with her hair here, and now I'm going to add my uh, defining tools, or my refining tools, which is mostly just I'll take my Prismacolor pencils and I'll go over some areas to lighten the skin or darken some parts, add some blush to different things, to just really give some tonage, 'cause I like soft lighting on certain parts of my characters. Like, I'm not shy to add some bold highlights, but I want to accentuate certain things with some soft shadows, some blushes, some slight tone variations here and there, because the world is very colorful and I want to keep those colors in my artwork. You can see here I had color pencils that were the perfect shade of brown, so I'm going over all of her hair to make it that nice smooth chocolate brown that I was trying to get it to be. And I go like back and forth with my Prismacolor pencils. They are really good for layering. I haven't typically colored full pieces with color pencils. I'll just use it in like finishing touches. But I have like dabbled in it and it's so nice. And it has like a soft finish and it goes on my paper really smooth. But I use a lot of mixed media paper for my coloring, so I haven't really tried it on like just smooth paper, no texture, no lumps, no ridges. But I'll definitely have to see how that plays out later on. You can see here my color pencil just immediately broke on impact. That was heartbreaking, but that's what sharpeners are for. So I'm just using like my pencils to lighten things here, especially with like the strawberry shortcakes. I thought the cream was too cream colored and not like a whiter kind of whipped cream. So I had to go over with that. I'm also adding like soft shadows here and there to different areas. And I think at this moment I was like, the shadows aren't popping enough. There isn't enough definition. So I bust out a little tool I use, or well, a color. So when I do digital artwork, I use purple as my shading color, and I put it on a multiply layer. So to replicate that traditionally, I take a light purple color in my markers and I go to town. I put this purple color everywhere in the shadows. And it may look like a lot at first before it lightens, but I like it because it lets me know where I put the color down. But it really just adds to like pieces, and like I can do soft shadows or like harsher shadows to give objects weight. There's just something about that purple shading that really scratches an itch in my brain, and I just love it. So you see me throw this down like literally everywhere on this art piece. And then the last thing I do is I grab out my paint pens. They're the grabbie paint pens that I got off of TikTok. I did do a sponsored video for them over there, so I'm just using these pens to do some harsh highlights. I like neons, I like it bright and colorful, so these highlights I'm putting down, they are just, bright, colorful, don't really make a lot of sense when you think about where the light source is coming from, and that's okay. I want it to look good, not to make sense. And sometimes, those things don't add up. But we're not doing math here. We're doing art, and art is fun. This last bit that I'm doing here is just kind of doing like an outline around everything. Typically, I'll do the it's not highlighter color, it's the more vibrant color. I'll put that down and then I'll go back over things with like my white gel pen to add more detail to like this bold outline. It kind of makes some of my artwork look like stickers, and I like that look, especially because I do a lot of collage artwork. So making things like pop off of the page really interests me. So I take this bold paint pen and a color that kind of fits in, and I just put it everywhere. You also see me put it here on like the character in between certain objects. This is just to help like push things into the foreground or push things back into the background. Little like lines or like highlights around the limbs in those areas, especially as like a graphic kind of artist that I am, really help with like adding perspective to pieces without like making it a forced perspective. I did have to sit the table down because sometimes when you use paint pens, too much paint will come out. And when it does that, I like to have my book lying flat so that the paint doesn't like drip down the page and make a mess everywhere. So that's just why I had to change angles real quickly. But once I finish doing this part, then we're going to use some editing magic to do all of the finishing last touches. I didn't need to, do editing magic here, but it's just because I had to wait for the paint to dry, and I don't think leaving my camera on to watch paint dry would have been a very productive thing, or a very fun thing, to be fair. So after I add my white gel pen over some things, we're gonna see the final illustration. Yay! It's done! So here it is in all of its prettiness. I do have these 3D heart stickers, so it's a nice added texture and feel to the page. I added washi tape and stuff too. So that's pretty much it. It was genuinely how I color and decorate things. I did have this posted over on my Ko-fi page, early access, and now I'll be posting it to my other social medias, my Instagram, my Tumblr. I'm trying to think of other places I might have posted this, but it will be linked in the description below for you to check out. And that's all. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!